Okay, welcome everybody on today's webcast. My name is Claudia Eifert and I welcome everybody on this presentation today. And we're going to talk about, of course, Swissquote Global 2.0, get paid to save in Swiss gold, silver, Bitcoin, Dashcoin, Litecoin. Did I forget something? Ethereum since today. Because really last night, really late, probably was already morning for some of you, we launched our new edition for the mining of 3 different altcoins. So, but let's get started. Let's get started with a presentation and tell you what we are. Well, Swissquote Global, a company founded in 2008. We have a simple system, simple revenue. You can set up a gold, silver savings plan, so you save towards this stuff, which is, of course, not just stuff, it's actually money. It's the purest form of money. It's gold, 99.9. And what I can tell you about that, that's the best hedge against inflation. So inflation-proof your fiat currency, your paper currency. That's what we offer. We do offer also mining for Bitcoin and Dash and Litecoin and Ethereum, so that you can get daily passive income from mining those coins. Now, if you don't understand yet what Bitcoin is, what altcoins are, just keep calm, we're going to tell you, okay? This is the future of money. It's a cryptocurrency, the digital money, or as they say to Bitcoin, gold 2.0 or digital gold. Okay, we also have a system that you can compound your mining and therefore compound your daily passive income. As well, we do help you, of course, or we have a system that you can refer to clients and from referring make money too. We also have a compensation plan, which is a uni-level compensation plan, which rewards you for the building of a network. And again, a little bit about the company and the company owner, Bill Rowell. He's going to log in at the end of this presentation and probably from some of his travels where he is right now. And he will do some Q&A for you guys at the end of this presentation when I'm through with that. So the company, as you see, was incorporated in 2008, and we also have a Dubai company. Strategic partnership with the world's best precious metal LBMA refinery who certifies other refineries to their standards and purity. Now, we do also have since last year a strategic partnership with the world's lead cloud mining company, Genesis Mining out of Germany, and they provide you through Swissquote Global for the mining in those Bitcoins, altcoins, this cryptocurrency, so that you can make daily passive income. We do also have a strategic partnership with the LBMA precious metal storage facility Loomis in Zurich and in Dubai. So, our founder and CEO, as you see here, oops, my slide has slipped. Our founder and CEO, Bill Rowell, as you see him here on the left side, he's actually holding there a nice gold bar. I believe it's like $500,000, which he's holding currently there, and standing in the LBMA refinery in Switzerland, Argo Horizons. And on the right-hand side, you see actually his license card from the Dubai Multi-Commodity Center, because he's a licensed gold dealer over there. Our products and services, as you see, 99.9 certified gold, silver, storage, Bitcoin, Dash, Ethereum, Litecoin mining, and exclusive coaching programs from the top mentors in personal development, precious metals and cryptocurrencies. And we do have our gold silver exchange. So let me explain our products a little bit to you. Basically, when the company started, the company owner wanted to provide precious metals, which is the best hedge against inflation. We are living in a very, very different, very difficult times, in fact, where we see a lot of unemployment, we see a lot of people struggling, and of course currency, our dollar, our euro, our pound, and we have a few British folks on the call here, they can, I guess, very much assure that their pound has gone down. And that means their products or services which they have to pay for, their food items and so on, they certainly didn't go down yet. Their money is not buying anymore what it did buy before. And so gold and silver, since of course ancient time, always has been money. And this is not a gold or silver presentation. We do those presentations really in depth when you come on board, but also from time to time we really give you in-depth knowledge why you have to have it. But our system is simple. You can save from as little as $25 in the best gold which is there, the most purest form, the most refined form, with the top-notch refinery Argo-Heraeus, and do so from $25 onwards. You get gold pricing of 2.97 above spot. That's an amazing price, and it's very difficult actually to find that price. So you get this with us and you can save, and once you save you can actually then, if you wish to have those products, have those grams converted into those beautiful products as I have here. We have here a beautiful Joseph coin with a story of Joseph on it. It's a 1 shekel weight. It's 11.4 grams, so we have different products which you then can convert if you wish, and you can have them shipped to. Very important before you do that is that you get KYC compliant. That means know your client, so that all the documents are in order before you can buy anything. But once you have done this, then of course you can purchase your gold and silver. You can start saving in grams and accumulate little by little a hedge against inflation. How does it work? You see here, you get basically access to a back office. You set up your free account, doesn't cost you anything. You get access to your back office, and from there you see once you purchase your gold and silver, it is actually in here, sitting there in grams, in the silver or in the gold balance. And if you wish, then you can have it converted or you have it shipped, depending the country we ship to. We don't ship to all the countries. We certainly ship to Australia. We certainly ship to UK and of course Ireland, Scotland, and the different other countries, France, like we have on the call, or United States. We certainly do ship to. But there are countries where we do not ship to, and then you simply have it stored. You can liquidate it any time. So when you want to have it liquidated, you can actually sell it back to the company. You just push a few buttons, and the company does the rest for you and then transfer you the money back. Bitcoin mining, that works similar, just that it is of course all digital. There is no this as you can see, my silver, there's no physical, it's all digital. But it works the same. You open your free account with us, you get KYC compliant because this is also money, and you then purchase your Bitcoin mining contracts, which then mine you towards, you see, like in a gold mine or in a silver mine, you mine towards this physical, this hard stuff, this hard assets. In Bitcoin or in Litecoin or Ethereum and Dash, you mine, but towards a digital money. Now this digital money is being used nowadays, of course, through many outlets and stores. I mean, you can buy holidays with it, you can fly with it, you can go to Starbucks and pay with it. There's so many applications now where this digital money, which you're mining for, you can actually use. This is real money. Now, you do the same, so you open so again, like you open a free account, get KYC compliant, and open your independent wallet. What I mean? Well, your independent wallet, your Bitcoin wallet, is like your account. With the gold and silver, you have your account within the Swissquote Global, but for the Bitcoin, that is like you have your own bank account. And for your own bank account, you need to open your own bank account, which is done in a few seconds, really. And once you have that, you integrate this into the back office in Swissquote Global, and so that Swissquote Global can push you every day on a daily basis the mining money which you of course mined towards, and that means of course you're going to get paid daily. So how does the Bitcoin mining works? Well, Bitcoin mining requires a mining device and a software. Similarly, like when you dig out gold or dig out silver, you need miners and you do need mining machinery. Okay, and as of course more miners are there, as more competitive it gets, but also they need heavier and heavier machinery in order to dig out the gold and the silver. Well, in the digital mining, they need to solve very difficult mathematical solutions, and that requires ever better computers, ever better and more energy, and this is all done for you, so you don't have to do all this stuff. You just have to purchase your contracts and let the experts mine that money for you. How do you get this mining hash power which then mines you your money? Well, you go into your back office once you are compliant for KYC, and you can simply purchase it here. As you see here, you can go to increase hash rate and purchase your mining. And of course, as higher the contract you purchase, of course, as more the turnout more likely will be. There are two ways really how you can acquire it. Hash power, which mines you more money. One way is by recommendation, so that you refer other people who buy mining and you get 2.5 to 5% hash power accumulated for yourself, or you can just purchase it. Okay. So you have here an example from a person who did refer to other people, because you see just bonus, 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 bonus. There's not even one single purchase. That person just recommended, and from recommendation, of course, that person accumulated mining power, which of course mines for that person on a daily basis that Bitcoin. Where do you get paid? Well, you get paid on that blockchain. That is your wallet, so your own bank account, and you only have access to, nobody knows Swissquote Global has access to that, and this is where you're going to get paid. So you see here in this example, it's an example based on a 26 terahash Bitcoin mining, and you see here that person is mining since 121 days, and based on that day, what the Bitcoin was worth or is valued at this day, it's like a little similar like the dollar, the yen, the Swiss franc, and the pound goes up and goes down. Of course, varies every day, right? So this is the same with Bitcoin, with Dashcoin, with Litecoin, with all those cryptocurrency. It also fluctuates. And so based on that example, you see here on the 14th of March, 26 terahash, that person, has $1,245 sitting in the wallet. Now, the person could retrieve the money and just change it to pounds, euro, whatever the person wants, or could purchase goods with it, whatever, okay? Sorry, and before that, I just wanted to go quickly into the back office, because I wanted actually to show you the new additions, what we do have. So now we don't have just Bitcoin. We do also have now Dash, Litecoin, and we do have Ethereum. So if I wanted to buy some Dash, well, what am I going to do? I click on Dash, or I click on Litecoin, or click on Ethereum. Let's say I click on Dash. I clicked that on. I don't want to change really my wallet address. I just want to purchase this. So I then go increase hash rate. So I increase the hash rate. I do start now, and I click on the coin I want. I go next, and here I decide, okay, I want to have, let's say I want to have the big contract. So I want to have the big contract. Well, what is this big contract giving me on a daily return on Dash? Well, again, let's go to Dash coin mining. Let's go to a mining calculator. Okay, you see here I'm live on Google. What could I do without my Google? Now the Dashcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin contracts, they are not open-ended contract. They are 2 years contracts. But different to Bitcoin, in Bitcoin you pay for the electricity, for the cost. Here everything is already factored in. So you have a contract, it's valued 2 years, and it's already everything factored in. So when I look at, let's say I want to buy the largest contract in Dash, that gives me 500 mega hash per second. So I go here and I have of course the Dash price now. I put in here 500. I put in, of course, 0 power consumption, 0, and you see my profit per day, it's $8.09 currently. If it goes up, it goes more. Last week, Dash was like 100. It was way more, the payout. But you see, you have here in 1 year profit, actually, based on that price of Dash, 2,951. Okay, 2,951. What did I pay for it? I paid 2,250. So in 1 year, I definitely have made more money. And in my second year, well, I believe you made at least that amount back. So it's really, really profitable. And of course, if Dash, I can't play with it, like putting it to Dash more. But if this goes up, and we believe, otherwise we wouldn't really add it to it, when we don't have a crystal ball, we don't know. But you know, it looks pretty great that Dash is on an uptrend. But this you can do then as well with Ethereum. So let's go to Ethereum. Let's go to previous, and let's do this with Ethereum. So we go to Ethereum. Okay, we do the same. I want to have the biggest contract of Ethereum. Well, let me put the biggest contract, it's $3,000. It's 100 mega hash, which gives me. All right, so let me put in here 100. I need to go Ethereum. I need to go change here, Ethereum, 100. All right, so it's going to give me also $8.78 per day on a profit. But as you see here, in 1 year, it's actually going to give me $3,204 profit. In my second year, of course, I have doubled my money, which is really, really great. So those are just examples so that you understand this is really, really, really great. Okay. And there is a question. I'm going to do the questions a little bit after for you guys. Okay. So let me just continue now with my PowerPoint here. Current slide. So one moment. Just want to see. Okay, you can't see my sharing screen. That is not good. You cannot see. Can you see my screen now? Okay, let me just go back then. I thought you did see my screen, guys. Okay. Oh, you didn't tell me either before. Okay, well, that's a pity. Let me then go back. Sorry, but I thought everybody sees my screen. Well, let's do this again then now. So let's go again. I'm here at the Bitcoin or at the crypto calculator. Okay, so what I just did is I was just in my back office and I just selected Ethereum. Yes, I just selected here Ethereum contract. I go next, and then I can of course purchase here. But let me just go back here. You see here in the back office, you see Bitcoin, Dash, Litecoin, Ethereum. Now I want to have Dash. Okay, so I want to buy Dash. I click Dash. I go next, and here with my slider, I can then choose, of course, again the amount I want. Okay, and so now I do the large contract, as I said, but I can do any. This is a 500 mega hash contract. I go to my mining calculator. I see here. Let me go to Dash. Dash. I see here Dash. So here I put in the power to mine. So I put in 500. My power consumption is 0. My cost is 0 because it's factored in. It's a 2-year contract. After this 2 year, you need to buy a new contract. And you see here, it gives me $8.09 net profit per day. It gives me 56.61 per day. It gives me the profit, of course, per month, and so on per year. Now imagine you're going to get this hash power for free. Imagine you're going to get that for free. That's actually pretty amazing. But you see, your second year, you are way cash flow positive in that. I mean, you have doubled your money or even more. If it, of course, goes up, it's even more. So let me then go again back to Ethereum. Okay, 1 second. Let me go back to Ethereum. So I go previous. Now I click Ethereum. I go next. And again, I can here do my slider, okay, however I want. So I take the biggest contract Ethereum, and I can purchase as many contracts as I want. I do 100, okay. Now I go here, go change to Ethereum. It's 100 already here, and you see my profit, my first year profit is actually $3,000, 204. Remind you that changes on a daily basis, okay? Why? Well, if Ethereum goes up or down, that changes. So we do believe we have a huge uptrend for crypto, but we don't have a crystal ball. Now, if you have never gone to this is sorry the Alascom. If you have never gone to, because I see we have some new people on the call on the Bitcoin. So on the Bitcoin mining, how does this work? Well, the Bitcoin mining, you just go to Bitcoin, next, and let's say you purchase the largest contract. Largest contract is 1,950, 15 terahash. So you go to the Bitcoin calculator, but on the Bitcoin calculator, on the Bitcoin calculator, of course, this is where you need to take out, goes really open-ended. That means it could go on for years and years. But on the Bitcoin calculator, you need to take out that 50% which goes to mining costs. That is not so the case for the other free coins we offer. Okay, but here, for example, on a daily basis, you make $8.13, but you really have to take off the half, so you're making $4 something on a daily basis based on that contract of how much was it? 1,950. Okay, so you're making $4 and 5-6 cents on a daily basis, but then of course as the difficulty rises, it also pays out less, but then if Bitcoin rises, it pays out more, so it balances this out again. It's very lucrative, of course, to do so. Now, I hope that you understood that. So this is when you go to this crypto compare, so you go in the back office and you have the different coins here. Let me just go. Dashcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, 2 years contract, and you don't need to calculate anything anymore. There's the mining cost for the mining, so the workers already paid. See it like that way. In Bitcoin, you need to take off the profit 50%, which is allocated, of course, for the miners, so that the miners, of course, get paid and the hard work is done. Okay, but this Bitcoin contract is, of course, open-ended. Okay, so let me just go on. As you see here, we have our coaches, of course. So basically the concept is very simple. If you team up, you can get residual income through Bitcoin mining and compounding. You can earn immediate income from fast start bonus, get residual from building a network, and preserve your wealth through the ownership of Swiss gold, pure silver and gold. If you want to get started, you have different options. You can open a free account. You can open a miner's account. You can open a silver account, gold, executive, ambassador, and platinum. And you see here, you see the free account. Basically, if you're just interested in mining or just interested in getting gold and silver, well, just get this contract. But if you want to make more money as well by building a network, you say like, hey, I want to share that. I think this is really great. Well, then you share that with people and you're actually going to get paid and rewarded. And we have really amazing pay plan. I'm not going to touch on that right now, but we have an amazing pay plan which pays you 7 levels steep. So you're going to get in your first and second level 15% commission, and down another 5 levels, 7 levels steep, and endless if you achieve a certain position. So we have those different packages which you can enter with, meaning that then you have also access to really build a global business. But that's absolutely up to you. We have the packages all explained in videos, so I'm not going to touch on that so much right now. But again, free customer, very simple. You can get started, open your free account, get your KYC compliant, and get your mining started or get your savings started. Let's say the affiliate who builds that business and actually is interested in having a lot of free customer, well, the affiliate, as I said, I mentioned before, is going to get 5% on a referral commission on the mining contracts and 1% on the gold. Now, we have those different packages, but I'm not going to get into now, because I believe we have our founder on the call, and Bill Rao. So I want to give him the chance to talk a little bit and maybe give you some updates. We have some great things, really great things coming out. So I mean, we are really, really happy that we finally launched those free, and it's just going to be improvement basically by the week. Now we're going to improve and improve so that we service for you, of course, better, and you can build a bigger and a better business. So Bill, are you on the call?
Hi Claudia, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. Well, thank you for hosting today's call, and welcome to everyone joining us from many parts of the world. I heard you say some fellow Australians are on the call. Well, it must be very, very late there, so welcome also. So what questions do you have, Claudia?
Okay, here are the questions. Okay. How would Bill is asking, how would someone with a different Bitcoin wallet make a purchase? Would they need to send it from their Bitcoin wallet to BitPay, or can they use Bitcoin directly?
It's actually quite a simple process. It's actually a very exciting concept. Actually, you just select BitPay. BitPay is a merchant, just like PayPal is a merchant, and these other gateway providers. Well, BitPay specializes in transacting with Bitcoin. So you just click on BitPay as the payment method, and you're just like any other purchase using Bitcoin. You'll be able to enter in your wallet there and transact there straight away, but follow the promise. But it's a pretty simple process. But remember, of course, where it varies from credit card, there is a bit of a time delay for the transaction to be accepted and proven on the block. But it's working very, very well. Many people are using it, and we like it very much. So just click on the promise BitPay. So click on the exchange payment type BitPay and just follow the prompts. If you have any issues, you need some help, reach out to support and just do a screenshot if there's an issue. But primarily it's a very, very easy, just a few step process to pay with Bitcoin through BitPay, regardless of where you actually hold your Bitcoins, what wallet you hold.
And Bill, there's another question from your fellow country woman, Shirley. Hey, Shirley. Shirley is asking, will the contract price still be the same in 6 months or a year time? And if the price is higher, will the payouts then be higher?
Well, Shirley, it's a great question. What will the electricity prices be in 6 months from now? What will administration costs be 6 months from now? I mean, no one really knows this. This is the biggest variable regarding Bitcoin mining. I mean, and our packages that we released last night, Litecoin, Ethereum, and the Dashcoin, I believe are very, very exciting. I see these as a diversification. This is, a small part of one's wealth, one's portfolio. But the upside to these, I think there's huge potential. Yes, there is risk. There's no question about that. High returns, high risk. That just goes hand in hand in that respect. So where will it be 6 months, 12 months, 2 years from now? I don't know. I really don't know. One thing I can tell you is that the ecosystem of Bitcoin, the ecosystem of Dashcoin, and these other legitimate decentralized cryptocurrencies such as Dash, which is quite an exciting coin as well, as is, of course, Litecoin and very much Ethereum as well. They're getting used more and more and being developed more and more all the time and becoming more adopted in the public domain as a use of payment and for different services. So, I see this, again, my metaphor is look at the internet back in 1995. There was something like 16 million users on it. I did not get engaged in it. I was running my hotels at that time. I didn't get engaged because I didn't understand it. Today, there's 3.5 billion people on the internet. I sort of see cryptocurrencies, decentralized cryptocurrencies, a bit that way as well. We're still in the infancy, but you're involved with something in a dynamic trend. The trend is hot. It's exceptionally hot, huge demand. There's going to be lots of changes because it's a new technology sector. Whenever there's new technology sector, just like it was with the internet, there's going to be many changes. Now, some of these changes, I mean, they always want to do things, of course, to improve for the consumer. In the end, this system is owned by the people. So the people want the best of the best, don't they? They want to have low fees, they want to be able to get the maximum reward and simplicity, etc. But with that said, of course, there's variables there that we don't know about, Shirley, and it's important that people do understand that. Now, there's 2 videos available on our YouTube account of Swiss Gold Global Crypto 2.0. One video explains purely how the mining of Bitcoin works, because with Bitcoin, as Claudia touched on earlier, I believe, she said you've got to actually add in the maintenance fees, which is primarily on these third-party calculators. It's around about half of whatever they suggest the daily payout is. In fact, it's 30 cents per terahash. That's the cost. When it comes to these other contracts, such as Dashcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, the maintenance fees are actually built into the contract price, these 2-year contracts. But as you can see here, primarily looking at the calculator this morning, I can see the estimation. I mean, primarily year 2, you're doubling your money on these contracts, given where they are, and that's even given that the you know, quite a pullback on the price. But it's a speculative, it's a play. But I think it's something worth being involved in, because you're involved in a new technology sector trend, and you know, you've got to be on the train. If you want to win, you've got to be on it. If you don't want to win, don't get on the train. That's primarily how I see it. But yes, there is risk to be associated with it, surely. So in one way, I didn't answer your question because I don't know where it's going to be 6 months, 12 months from now, and that's the honest truth. But one thing's for sure, you know, there's absolutely billions of dollars being invested into this sector from Silicon Valley and other institutions. So while that money flow is going into there, we're only going to see, you know, things advancing, I believe, and we want to certainly trend with that as well.
And then also, I mean, you know, when you look at the fundamentals, or when you look at, I would say, you know, when you look at the things which are going on, I mean, I just, yesterday, I think I posted, we look here at Germany. You know, Germany, of course, is a pretty good country, of course, to live, a pretty wealthy country, so to speak. But yet, of course, banking is getting more difficult. It's every time more difficult. So people are getting sick. They're getting sick and tired, honestly. Like in Germany now, yesterday, maybe there's a little bit out of the consent now, but it's important to understand. And that's why it's important to understand, because more and more people will rather go into cryptocurrency, I believe, than have their money in basically dollar or euros and so on. Why? Well, if let's say my example, I have a bank account in a bank in Germany, okay? But if I want to take money out now out of my bank, well, now they're going to charge me. So I anyway pay each year for my bank because I have an account. But then every time I want to get out money, they're going to charge me, and they're going to tell me, well, you only can take out 2 to 4 times a month, and then after that you cannot take out anymore. So this is I mean, this they just put it in like now, that law, but this is getting more and more difficult every time, and banking fees and so on. Well, with cryptocurrency, you have way lesser fees. So as more people get to use them, as more people get to understand them, well, obviously the demand will raise. When the demand does rise, I believe the price is going to go up. It's a natural thing, I would say. But back to the question which Shirley has, Bill, for you. She has another question. Will we be able to know how much we are getting for each different currency in our payouts, or are they lumped together?
Yes, they'll be itemized. In your transaction history, you'll actually see, and more of the reporting will be coming out next week. But primarily, you're mining for Dashcoin. You'll see on a daily report how much Dashcoin was actually mined on this particular day, how much Ethereum, how much Litecoin you actually mined each particular day. And of course, then what the exchange rate, the Bitcoin exchange rate that you're getting paid out into on that day as well. So it's going to be very, very transparent. Of course, you're buying a Litecoin, Ethereum, or a Dashcoin contract, mining contract. it's obvious that you need to know exactly, okay, how much am I mining? What is the return on these each particular day as well? So that'll be transparent and available in your transaction history as well. Getting back to the bank situation, I mean, you've got to be, you've got to be balanced here as well, okay? There's positives and negatives of everything. The reason why bank fees are going up so much is that primarily interest rates around the world, or many parts of the world, are pretty much less than 1% or zero interest rate policy, meaning that the banks aren't making money from that anymore. So where do they make the money? They make the money from transaction fees. Now, does that mean you should take all your money out of a bank and dump it into a cryptocurrency? No, you should not. That would be a foolish thing to do. It's about managing risk. It's very important that people learn to manage their risk and not just to put money. If they see something trending very strong, like Dashcoin going from $15 to $100, they sell the house and put all the money into Dashcoin. They could do very well, but you also may lose. You don't know. And I saw this in the 1990s very clearly. I was engaged in a lot of trading. I was trading futures contracts and different things during the technology sector. And, and banks, it was very high inflation at that time. And I know people that lost a lot of their earnings. So all I'm saying is I'm not creating fear here, but I like people to be balanced. You've got to take a bit of risk in life. I mean, you have to take risk. If you're not taking risk, you're not going anywhere in one respect. But be wise. Don't put money into this that if something was to go wrong, you can't afford to lose. And these are the exact words that Robert Kiyosaki from Rich Dad Poor Dad told me in 1999 when he was in Australia and wanted me to invest in a couple of companies, which I invested in both of the companies. One of the companies collapsed completely, lost all my money on that. And the second company we still own today, which is a gold company, Toronto-based listed gold company. So, even though I know our partners in the mining are fantastic, they're probably one of the largest in the world. Certainly when it comes to Ethereum, they probably are the biggest mining company when it comes to Ethereum contracts and what they actually have. I mean, they spend the cost of electricity, to give you an idea. In fact, it was just on ProSieben, Claudia will know this because it's a German television station, on ProSieben in Germany. So for those people who speak German or understand German, you can probably have to find it and listen to it. But Galileo, which is like a German documentary television show, they flew into Iceland to investigate Genesis mining. And they went actually to the mining farm. I mean, it's absolutely huge, this mining farm, I must say. And they took the cameras and they filmed it. And they also interviewed Jacob Dolik, who I've interviewed and spoken with as well. Great people. And at the end, of course, they asked him, well, how much money is Genesis Mining making from that? And of course, he couldn't answer that. I wouldn't answer it either. But he said, what he did say is, I can tell you that our electricity costs are 2 million euro, not dollars, 2 million euro per month. So that gives you the size of the operation. Also gives you the idea that electricity is one of the major overheads when it comes to mining on such a scale. And the great thing about our mining contracts of Genesis Mining, because they're so large, I doubt it that you'll find other mining companies that can produce and mine for you cheaper. Now, many of them make claims, and I've spoken to some of these people who make these claims. None of them have produced facts and figures actually to say that the maintenance cost for mining Bitcoin, etc., is less. So I believe we have very, very good strategic partners there, but we're still in a new technology sector. We're still learning about it. There will be changes, and so that's the exciting part about it. You're pioneering. And the more people that get involved in this pioneering and building the ecosystem of the cryptocurrency world, that's when we'll see changes in the banking system. You'll bring change. Now, maybe the change might be for the next generation, but you have contributed to this revolution, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. So a long answer for a short question, Shirley, but yes, the individual contracts will be shown individually what your daily payout is as well in the history. And more reporting, as I said, will be added next week. It's really the first 10 days is the beta phase, testing that everything's going correct, and it is at this particular time. But again, like anything that's newly launched as such technology, there could be issues. So make sure you do reach out to us with screenshots if you do discover something. We would appreciate that.
And Bill, there's a question coming from David Lee Anderson. Hi, David. Out of the US, I believe. I believe, if I'm not wrong, you're quite new, and you are in Pastor Blue's team. Congratulations. David is asking, Bill, I live in the US, but want to receive payout in a currency which had a higher dollar value than the US dollar, like the pound. Is that allowed?
You're starting to play with currencies, David. I mean, obviously I own multiple currency accounts, Swiss franc, euro, and primarily the US dollar. We deal with US dollar primarily because, you know, probably 70% of the world transactions are actually still done in US dollars. To be truthful, gold and silver is purchased in US dollars. You're paid out in US dollars. We pay our mining farms in US dollars. So, but your question is, can we pay you in an alternative currency? What we would do is that the answer is that we could. Well, what we would do, for example, is that if you had a let's say British pound account in the US, we would still push US dollars primarily to that, and whatever the bank exchange rate was, we convert it into pounds. That's really on your side. We would actually do that. Primarily for the UK, for example, we pay people, you know, to minimise bank wire fees. Banking fees, talking about banking fees, they can be substantial depending on the level of commissions you're earning. You know, if you're earning over $500,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 in commissions, it's not a big deal. You don't mind getting, you know, $30 to $40 taken out in a fee. But people who are starting out and have lower commissions, of course, they don't want much of their commissions to be absorbed by bank fees, which I totally understand. So what we normally do for the EU, or what we call SEPA, S-E-P-A, SEPA payments, our Treasury Department will convert the US dollar directly into the euro, and then do a SEPA payment, which is, you know, primarily about 21 or so countries throughout the European region, and therefore the transaction fees, I think $5 versus $35 if you go through the Swiss system, because every US dollar transaction that's made must go through the Bank of Settlements in New York for the Swiss system, and this is why it costs money. So the answer is we could do it. You give us that when you request your commissions, you just tell us this is our bank account details, it's a British pound, we need the IBAN numbers, etc., and we would still push probably US dollars or exchange it to euro first and then push that out to you. But again, that's getting a bit more complex. You're starting to get involved with different currencies, and you know, being an Australian living overseas now for 12 to 14 years, and I travel a lot. At times I wish I had bought different currencies and I didn't, and it's costing me a lot. At times I wish I had sold one and bought the other and I didn't. But I can go back to 1980 when I first traveled to America. The Australian dollar was worth a lot more than the American dollar. Well, that ain't the case right now. And, you know, so it does change. Look at the Swiss franc and the USD exchange factor right now. So these things you've got to manage and be cautious of as well. But if you know what you're doing, that's absolutely fine. And the thing is, if you don't have to liquidate, you can just hold that currency until because cycles will come and go. Cycles are always changing. And the only time you'll lose is when you have to sell in the wrong cycle, to be quite honest. You know, if you're forced to sell or to liquidate, whether it's a currency or even gold or silver, even maybe a crypto and the cycle's not right, or even a stock or share of a company. It could be Deutsche Bank, which is down 90-95% in stock value. If you sold that right now, you would lose a lot of your money. But if you can ride out the cycle in time, if it's a good company, it's a good stock, and it's a good currency, things would turn around in the time in your future. Now, when would that be? Well, to give you the idea of Robert Kiyosaki's companies that I invested in, I told you after 5 years, one collapsed completely. Now, that was 1999. We're now 2017. We still own the stock. Commodity prices are down. But I know I won't benefit from that, but my children will do very well out of that. In fact, I've already transferred that to them. So they own that, and they're managing that, and they're learning about that type of thing. So, yeah, sorry, Claudia, I know I always give a long answer to a short question.
Yeah, another question came actually from Shirley, and she was asking, like those new coins which we added, the Litecoin and the Dashcoin and the Etherium, are they backed by anything?
No, Shirley, they're not backed by. What you're trying to do here is that you're going to, are they backed by gold or silver? And no, they're not. But there's nothing today really backed by gold and silver in the currency sector. No, there's no fiat currency whatsoever is backed by anything today. Now, so it brings up an interesting question, really. why does these coins have value? Why does the Australian dollar have value or the US dollar have value? Let's say they're not backed by anything. In fact, if you lay down the principles of your Australian dollar, US dollar, British pound on one side and looked at the principles of a cryptocurrency on the other side, the difference will be is that the cryptocurrency will be inflation proof because it's limited. It's very, very scarce. It's very, very scarce. It's divisible. And also there's limited supply. Now compare that to, say, the Bank of England, the British pound. Look at their M1 or M2 money supply over the last 10 years. It's probably increased 2 or 3 times. If you look at the US money supply over the last 10 years since 2008, well, we know they've printed up to $4 trillion and expanded the monetary supply. You look at Australia, and when I was in Australia last time, I looked at the Reserve Bank of Australia. In fact, I was in Collins Street, walked past it, and I looked at the increase of the monetary supply in Australia. I thought, boy, since I lived there, the cost of living has gone up probably 2 or 3 times. I was shocked. And so the first thing I looked at was the money supply, because this is what causes higher prices. It is also the money printing in Australia had been increased 2 or 3 times as well, which means the prices went up 2 or 3 times. But people don't look at it that way. So the answer is no. Cryptocurrency is not backed by anything. Now you'll see things on the internet that these coins are backed by gold, and those coins are backed by this, and this one's backed by chicken feed. It's all blah 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 in one respect. Even central banks, the US dollar, the Federal Reserve, the US dollar, which is the reserve currency of the world, Fort Knox, they proclaim they have 8,000 to 9,000 metric tons of gold there, which represents maybe 6 to 7% of total backing compared to what their monetary supply may be. But that hasn't been audited for over 30 to 40 years, so no one really knows whether the gold's there. If you look at China, who's been buying up all the gold lately, they've increased their gold holdings now since 2008 crash probably 4 or 5 times. And they don't put all the cards, reveal all the cards on the table. What we know from tracking gold supply coming out of Hong Kong into China, that we believe it's much more than probably 3 or 4 times than what they're actually saying. So they're increasing the amount of gold against the yuan or renminbi, because I think there's a bigger game plan there, maybe years to come. That's why I'm a great believer in owning gold and some silver, real tangible wealth, and also money of the 21st century cryptocurrency. But the answer to your question is no, it's not backed by anything tangible wealth such as gold or silver. But the characteristics of gold, I think Claudia calls Bitcoin gold 2.0. And I tend to agree with her. I mean, I wasn't convinced in the early days. That's why I missed the very early stages of being involved. But the more I've learned about Bitcoin, it's absolutely ingenious, and it's certainly inflation proof. But the difference is it doesn't have 5,000 years of history, okay? So we can all make claims from this and that. Gold and silver, we have 5,000 years of history. We know exactly how it operates in different types of markets over long periods of time. But I'm pretty optimistic about the cryptocurrency world. I'm talking about the prime ones. I call Bitcoin the reserve cryptocurrency of cryptocurrencies. Then you've got the other top, 4 or 5 or 6 major coins as well, which is, we just launched in mining.
Thank you, Bill. I don't think there's any more questions here. I just wanted to maybe quickly share where I always like to look, because since we have so many questions, I always like to look at the CoinCap. The CoinCap is basically, you can download your application, but for you folks who are new on it, of course we have a few new people here, I always like to look here, and you see the market capitalization, you see the price, you see the different available supply, of volume, of course, and you see that's why we can never do we can do estimates, but we can never really say, okay, well, this is what's going to happen, because we don't have a crystal ball. We do not know. So if any other company, or sometimes they tell you, well, you're going to get exactly that in mining, you're going to get exactly that return. Well, I don't know how they can do it, because it is not possible, because it's changing like any other currency is actually changing. And so this is where I always like to look. And you see, we work with Bitcoin, we work with Ethereum, we work with Dash, we work with Litecoin now. That's what we just added to. So we work with the most traded ones, with the most with the ones which have the biggest market capitalization. Okay. So I don't know, Bill, if you want to add something to that, but I always like to use that one.
No, the CoinCap is a great way to keep in track of where your cryptocurrencies are. It's a bit like a stock tracker in one sense, isn't it? You're watching the price, but it can also drive you a bit crazy as well. It'd be like buying a house and looking at your house price, getting it valued every day or every minute. I mean, one day you're feeling good, next day you're not feeling so good because the price has dipped to the market. Getting a bit like this, if you're in Bitcoin, you're in these particular coins for mining, you've made a decision, you're in there, have a long-term view. Know that you're accumulating something which has a great use, which has a value because the market has given it its value, and it's been adopted more and more all the time. So don't let the price, emotionally put you on a roller coaster ride. Dash coins at $100, I'm feeling great because I'm making some more money. It's back down to $65. It's not making as much now, so I've got pains in my stomach. Don't drive yourself crazy on it. You can buy mining contracts from as little as $30, really. So you put out there, and as Claudia, I think she said earlier on, I mean, she gets a lot of her mining for free because she refers to programs. This is the great thing as well. And in fact, even the whole concept of what we've built here, I mean, primarily for $50 a month, which is 25% of that is either mining or it's actually physical silver, it doesn't cost much, and 60% of that $50 goes back to you in commissions, paid out into the organizations in commissions. That doesn't even include fast track bonuses. So the way to actually get your mining, the way to actually build your cash flow, the gentleman that wanted to know about earning US dollars or British pounds, increasing your cash flow is absolutely critical. That's one of the most important things that we can do in the next 5 to 6, 7 years. Not even that, probably 2 to 3 years. Even in the US, when you look at real inflationary figures, it's probably closer to 10% a year. Now they're reporting it saying it's 2%, but that's a lie. I look at shadow stats from John Williams, the economist, and he recalculates it based on pre-1980 calculations, and you can see the real inflation. So, if your paper money, regardless of what you have, what currency, it's going to lose half of its buying power in the next 7 to 8 years. So if you've got 100,000 euros, 100,000 pounds in the bank today, or US dollars, you're going to need $200,000 or the equivalent of in 7 to 8 years just have the same buying power. That's how fast that's how fast the buying power has been lost in a fiat currency. So being diversified into tangible assets such as real estate, income generating companies, agriculture, natural resources, a bit of gold and silver. Gold and silver is probably one of the smaller parts of your portfolio holding. I'm just telling you as it is. When I was at first educated in this, I was told probably 3 to 5%. Today it's probably 10 to 20%, but it depends on your circumstances. But I think cryptocurrency becomes a very important part of this as well. It's a different market sector, but it's good to have your fingers in the pie. It's good, maybe it's 10% or whatever you want to put in there. Put it into a good cryptocurrency, such as the ones we've got mining for you right now, because they have the market capitalization, they have the substance there, and they're going to be around, I believe, in the future when we see governments and central banks around the world discussing big time the Bitcoin situation. We see the Swiss government in November last year launching a pilot scheme, now having Bitcoin ATM machines available in railway stations in Switzerland. Now, if you think of Switzerland, you certainly think of gold and silver refining, you certainly think of gold watches, and you certainly think of finance and banking. So if the Swiss government's recognizing this and seeing something into that, to me, it's a sign. It's a sign that they're recognizing and looking at it. We need to be having a bit of an engaged in that as well. That's primarily how I see it, Claudia. Another update I wanted to touch on, it's out now, is the mobile app. Now, it's not 100% complete. It's still in the beta phase, but over the next, let's say, 4 to 6 weeks, we're going to have a lot more applications made to that. So if you go to, what is it? You got to go to Google Play or something, don't you, for these things? You go to Google Play and you search Swiss Gold Global, and you'll see the app there. You'll be able to download that onto your phone, and that's going to give you what your gold holdings are in your wallet. It's going to give you how much crypto you've got there. It's going to give you lots of different things. But what you see there is the really basic beta version, but you have the ability to download it now and have it and actually have it on your phone. There'll be a lot more tricks being added to that as we move forward over the next, I would say, 6 to 8 weeks. Our primary purpose right now, of course, is fine-tuning the reporting and making sure that we get our cryptos to another level as well.
Okay, thank you, Bill. I was just showing a little bit of my app here, so I don't know if people actually saw it, but yeah, it works well. But I just put up the slide again because people didn't see it before. So you see here, I mean, this is really the great thing on the slide. You know, you can just basically accumulate hash power, which, and in this case, it's Bitcoin. It's all Bitcoin. It means that means open-ended contract. So when do they live to expire? Well, when it's not anymore profitable mining. Mining could be done until I believe it's 2040. So when it's not anymore profitable, well, then the contract is void. But you know, here it's a lot of hash power, which then of course mines your everyday Bitcoin accumulated, and as a bonus, it's just bonus, 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 bonus. Not even one purchase here. And this is really great because hey, this is wonderful, right? To get paid to save, not only paid to save for gold and silver, but get paid to save for Bitcoin. So we don't have any more questions coming here, Bill, or at least I do not see any more questions coming. So basically, we come to the end of the presentation. So let me just go through the end because we touched on a lot of things, and we are almost on the hour, as we know. Of course, we just rush through it. But hey, if you want to build cash flow, be paid to save in gold, silver, and Bitcoin, very simple. Your next step is team up, join us, and very simple, get started. Okay, get started. Talk to the person who referred you to Swiss Gold Global and get your business started. So I'm going to look. There's one more question coming here. And then we want to close this off. Yes, the webinar is actually recorded, David. That is recorded, and we let me just go to YouTube. 1 second, moment. We always upload them in the YouTube channel, or Bill Bill and of course the team, they're uploading it to the YouTube channel. So let me just 1 moment. Go to YouTube that I show you where you actually can find them. So 1 moment, YouTube. So we have a Swiss Gold Global channel here. So let me just go back. Okay, so this is a Swiss Gold Global channel here, as you see, and you see here, this is the last presentation, basically, which was done precisely on Ethereum, Dash, and Litecoin. That's also the email which went out. So you see here the different things recorded on that channel. So yes, we do, and I also, once I've finished now the uploading, I will also paste it in your group, so in the Vekoa group for you, because I know you're in Team Vekoa. So with that, thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. Bill, thank you so much for, you know, always answering us those questions. I look forward to see you on our next presentation, and I wish you all a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Clara, and of course, thank you for everyone who's joining us on these calls. It's an important opportunity to be able to invite your guests and people so they can get a bit of a feel of what we're about. So the next webcast, I think next week we're actually having Don and Nancy Failer from the 45-second presentation that will change your life. Their webcast is on the 4th, I believe, which I think is Tuesday night. And then on the 7th, we'll be having Carolina Oliveros from the US International Attorney at Law. She'll be doing many matters for us as well over the next week. So look out for the webcast in your back office. You can also see them on the mobile app, actually, when you download the mobile app. So wish you all a wonderful weekend, and thank you for joining us for this call. Thank you so much, Claudia.